going to read a short excerpt from Matilda in the Middle. This is chapter 2, side 1, when I had just moved to Edinburgh from East Kilbride, and the chapter is called Upside Down by the Jesus and Mary chain. I left home reluctantly, a dungaree-wearing, immature 18-year-old who didn't fit at school and had no idea what it was I was looking for. I'd come through the new romantic years with a passing interest in blancmange, Bananarama and Heaven 17, but still felt that something was missing. I hadn't found my niche. Shy to the point of carrying books around with me to fill any lurking gap in the conversation, I had discovered cider, boys, and had one best friend. Missing out on the chance to study English at university by one grade, I found myself on my way to Edinburgh to study publishing at Napier College. I didn't realise that this was the right doorway opening for me, behind which lay all the stripy t-shirts and anoraks an awkward socially inept girl from EK could possibly hope for. It was like the scene I'd been pining for, without even knowing such a thing existed. This is a poem called Popping Out for Milk from chapter 9, side 2. And chapter 9 has a lot of poems in it to reflect the frenetic stage in my life that I was at that time. So, popping out for milk. They want a bowl of cereal. Of course they do. They don't eat real food anymore. I'll start, I say, each week. All eat the same, one meal, 7 people. Forget your fads and foibles, your allergies and bread-free days. We're going to eat the same. 1 pot, 7 plates, and no one will throw a tantrum or a glass upon the ground one of these days. But we're still snacking cafe style. 1 fried egg, 1 tuna wrap, 2 macaroni cheese and a chicken stir fry, please. Dad and I will eat later, so yes, the cereal. Shit, we have no milk. No cereal, we have no milk. I try in a sing-song voice. The whales descend and immediately bend my resolve. Okay, stop. I'll pop out to the shop. That means a trip in the car. A trip in the car. Oh, no. My worst fear by far. Okay. I will not raise my voice. I am just a mum with 5 small people getting into a car to buy some bloody milk for some stupid cereal. Okay, you two, stay put, watch TV, don't answer the door or the phone. Never say your mum's not home. You 3, car. Now, shoes on feet, go for a pee. Okay. Straight to the car, up the stairs, not the grass. Don't run in next door's flowers. I will not raise my voice. I will not shout in the street. I will smile so bright. For those I meet, herd and gather my wayward lambs into the car. Strap and secure with nips and tucks, wails, and I just sit in the fucking seat. Shit, did I say that out loud as the childless neighbour parked his car? Does sound travel outside cars? My teeth are clenched. Maybe I just screamed it inside my head. What am I doing? Where am I going? 1, 2, 3, shit, where are 4 and 5? Oh yes, 7 and 5 years old, surely able to hold the fort for 5 minutes. I must get milk for cereal, then everything will be okay. Must get milk for cereal. Okay, a trolley, 2 in the seats, 1 standing in the trolley, grabbing for treats. Milk. Hands flail, legs kick my starving stomach. I will eat at some dead of night unspecified time when my hunger has gone home. Hello, Daddy, yells the middle one to each and every passing man, a new phrase that has stuck, and we are so happy that she has so beautifully strung 2 words together. I praise and whoop and grin as men walk awkwardly, silently by. Okay, milk, let's get it and go. Jollick! Middle child again, clambering from her pen. In a frenzy of recognition, spying buttons from afar, we share a bag, we 4, then escape back to the car. Not 5 minutes after all, but bloody half an hour. A 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, oh my God, heartbeat racing. Did the house spontaneously combust? What have I done? Rushing breathless to the door. Toddler, milk cartons, 2 heavy babies all crashing to the floor. Brother and sister sit silently, undisturbed, staring at the magic screen. Are you okay? I try not to scream. They look at me from afar, confused, slightly dazed, then refocus on Mr. Somebody doing something marvellous with paint. So cereal, I say brightly as I turn to find the babies, asleep on the hall floor. The toddler in the kitchen, dangling from a cupboard, no concept yet of fear. gulping head lice elixir. The home aloners shake their heads. We had some biscuits, she took too long, they accuse in unison. I scream. I think inside my head, turn to the kitchen sink, hold on tight and blink. The tears back where they spring from, and breathe deep. 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 You walk in the door. Hiya, how's it going? I scream, for real and loud and long, while you wonder what went wrong. So Matilda in the Middle is a memoir, and it's a family memoir about music. And right in the centre of this memoir is Matilda, as in Matilda in the middle. So Matilda's in the middle of the story, and she's also literally in the middle of our family. And the story spans my life in music prior to meeting Douglas, my husband, who is a musician and was a musician back in the 80s. So the book spans my own family life, brings up to date in the 80s when I first joined a band and joined a scene in Edinburgh. So it talks about my musical experiences with a band and being a singer in a band in the 80s and the 90s, helping to run a record label with Douglas, and brings us right up to date once we have children, and when Matilda joins us in our family and she has Down syndrome, and just the journey that she then has helped take us on with this whole new experience of music for people with an additional support need, and my work with Down Syndrome Scotland and with choirs with young people with Down syndrome. So music is at the heart of it, and yeah, it's just a family story. So I hope and I think that Matilda in the Middle will have a wide-based readership, and I hope that some people will come to it as a music memoir, and then they'll find themselves learning about this whole other world that they might not know much about. I also hope I have some readership from the Down syndrome or additional support needs community, families, parents, professionals who work with people, and they find out something new. So yes, it's all rooted in music, but alongside that, I hopefully explain and talk about some of the challenges that we have faced as a family, and getting the right support for Matilda, and some of the challenges she has faced herself as she's moved into adulthood. So I hope that both people working with children and young people with Down syndrome and families themselves who support a loved one with Down syndrome will find something really interesting to take away from Matilda in the Middle. I think I'm inspired to write by the world around me and the events unfolding around me, and that can be within my own microcosm and my own family, but also further afield, and just things that are happening and conversations that I overhear, things that you see, and just little snippets, but also being an avid reader inspires my writing, and I just read and always have done. So I think it's really important to continue reading and to have a wide spread of reading. I used to always just be a one book person, but I'm a wee bit more of a 2 or 3 books at a go type person, and I love fiction, but in recent years I've got really into lots of music, autobiographies and biographies and memoirs as well. So a whole mishmash of things inspires my writing. I would say the highlight of my debut publishing experience so far has been the launch of Matilda in the Middle at Mono Bar in Glasgow at the end of October, and this was just a joyful occasion that Into Creative organised for the launch of Matilda in the Middle. And right in the middle of that launch was Matilda, and she absolutely loved it. She performed on stage, so it was a book launch with a difference, because we also had a bit of a gig, and we the night started off with Choir 21, which is the Makaton choir that I run at Down Syndrome Scotland. So we had 10 young people with Down syndrome on stage singing their Scottish set, which the culmination of which is Young at Heart by the Bluebells. And the Bluebells are patrons of Choir 21. So Ken McCluskey from the Bluebells was on stage, as was Douglas. And my daughter Amelia, who is also a singer. So having the choir and all these people up there and introducing them to an audience who really were there for a music book launch and didn't really know that much about it. That was really great to have all of them there, and just to have so many different people there supporting the launch was a really great experience. I think the favourite book I've read in 2024, or at least one that stands out, is The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. I love Maggie O'Farrell's writing, and I think part of this was circumstantial as well, because it was actually a book I just found. We were on holiday in the south of Spain, and we were really, really ready for a holiday and ready to not do very much. And I discovered a lovely balcony with a lovely comfy couch and bookshelves full of really great books. So once I'd finished all the books I brought with me, I went searching and found The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell in that bookshelf. And it was just such a fascinating book to read. All her books are so different, and her writing is really lyrical, which I really love, that kind of writing, but also that attention to detail, and something that is based in historical fact. It's set in 1560, which is, a time that I have no knowledge of, set in Italy, and, the story of a young girl and her unfortunate and untimely demise at the hands of an older husband. But to be able to really bring that story to life and that time frame, I think takes such amazing skill. And I think just also having the time in my own life, and that just felt like a real luxury, to be able to lounge around and spend hours and hours reading that book was a highlight for me.